What's going on, guys? It's Plastic Beach X here with the Culver's Crew UA channel, and today we're going to be going over my Hiei deck and watching a game versus blue JJK after this. So I've been messing around with red Hiei. I think it's a pretty strong strategy. Not sure exactly on the list right now, but this is what we have cooked up for now. I just want to quickly get into it, explain what the cards do, and then we can get into the game. But we're on 12 zeros for Yusuke, for Hiei, and for Yukino, which is the draw one trash one. We're on Yusuke because of the Yusuke raid, and it's a 2000 active trigger, and the Hiei, of course, for the get trigger for the Hiei raid. We're only on 4 1 drops, no trigger Hiei, 1 drop. Whenever each time you use an event during the turn, it gains 1,000. So you can get this thing. Sometimes the 4, sometimes the 3, so it's just a good 1 drop. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a trigger, but that's kind of the problem with Hiei right now, is that it doesn't have a ton of triggers, less triggers than most decks, most competitive meta decks, but it is a red aggro deck, so it kind of makes up for it in its aggro ability, and the ability to just like pop everything on the field all turns. And then 2 or 4 of the 2-drop Hiei, once again, no trigger, but if you use an event this turn, you draw a card. Very strong card, in my opinion. And then just like a base 3000 to raid over. We have 4 of the color trigger, which is Yukina. Very strong card. On play, you reduce the AP of the next event card by 1, and then once per turn, you can switch to resting if you use an event card. Look at the top card, put it on top or bottom so that you can find more Hieis and more specials. This card lets you, play stuff down, kind of mitigate the Hiei's pay AP ability. And also just very strong to combo with after image, of course. And then I'm on 3 Yukina right now. I was on 4 of this card just because it can search your special. But it's a 3-drop double energy. When play, look at the top 4, take an event, and then trash a card if you do. It's really good card, of course, because it finds a special, but at certain times, and it has an active trigger, at certain times you just really want to find the Hiei instead of the events. So it's not super necessary, so you really just want to see 1 early and then move on. And then we're on 2 of the Yusuke. I cut 1 of these and added, cut another card to add 2 of the Yusuke so I could play 3 more. Or I could play 3 of the Yusuke raids and have 5 good targets for it. It's also just a strong card. If you use an event, it goes up to 4k to swing for 4 late game usually. And then we're on 2 Hiei, 4-drop, 4000, draw trigger when attacking. You draw a card, trash a card, but if you use 2 or more events, you draw a card instead. Very strong. And then just to keep like cycling throughout the deck, and just to keep having a body to block and swing with. And then 3 of the raid Yusuke, it's a nullify impact, which is very strong. And then when played, draw a card, but if you use 2 events, you draw 2. A lot of time you're just doing this to draw a card, but on the turns that you Hiei, you could summon this, draw 2, or you go final into another event, you can draw 2 just to replace the cards that you just use in hand. Pretty strong card. Could go up to 4 if you bump this up, I think, and cut the Yukino. You could like bump this up to 3 and cut the Yukino, play 4 of this. And then for the Hiei raid, if you use an event this turn, he gains impact, and then on your turn only, so you can't do this out of raid, but on your turn only, you can on play banish Dragon of the Dark. You essentially play Dragon of the Darkness Flame with no energy requirement from your trash. You still have to pay the AP, which on the sim it's bugged right now. The UA sim, it doesn't make you pay the AP, so I've been trying to keep that in mind whenever I'm playing, just to not tap an extra AP. But it lets you play it, then banish it from trash. So essentially it's a, special on a body, literally. Very good card. I mean, the whole goal of the deck is to just clear out the opponent's board as much as you can every turn while sticking bodies and putting up pressure. We're on 4 of Sword of the Darkness Flame, which is just sideline at 3000. Really good to punish players that put up like Step Kenshin in the front. You can just sideline it, which puts them back in tempo and puts the tempo in your favor, especially if you combo it with like a Yukino, if you play for free, or an after image to like draw 2 afterwards. Very, very strong in my opinion. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a trigger, but it is what it is. I just didn't think that any other red events were like that strong. The only one I would consider is like Fear My Jaganai, but once again, just not that strong of a card. And then for the After Image final and for the Dragon of the Darkness Flame special, yeah, let's get into the game. This deck will be available in the description below. Alright, so let's see what we mulliganed away from. We have a 0 drop, but no 1 drop, no second 0 drop. Unfortunately, curve otherwise is pretty good, but we have to mulligan because we don't have a playable hand. And then we mulligan into double 2 drop event, 0, 1, 2, 3 raid. So it's playable at least. Hopefully we draw into more gas. They're going to play down Hiei, which is tap itself to bring back a Nanami from the trash and trash itself as well. We're just going to go 0-1 past turn. We top decked into a 1, so that helps us. Maybe we can get a little aggressive in the coming turns. They're going to go UG. They're going to have to AP draw into a UG. We're going to move up our Hiei because they had an AP draw. We draw into another 2-drop event. We'll just trash that with the Yukina and then play another 1-drop. Swing 2, hit a Nanami, get to hand. The opponent's going to go Nanami in the front, which is not a good choice, in my opinion, because I have, what is this card? I don't remember. Sword of the Darkness Flame. Being able to pop a 3,000 or less, so it's going to get some good value next turn. And they're going to play Nanami into final, into UG double energy, into Nanami. Make sure that my Hiei cannot attack next turn. And then swing 4. We'll just probably take this one. Unfortunately, right now I have no way to deal with the Nanami, but we do hit a color trigger, so actually our Sword of the Darkness Flame isn't going to get value next turn, but it's fine. We hit a trigger, like, it's whatever. Get to keep a card in hand. Go to 3 AP on our turn. We only have this 4-drop to deal with, but no way to really do it, so we might just get really aggressive here. Deciding if we want to AP draw. Definitely potentially we want to find our Hieis and our specials. We haven't seen either yet. So yeah, we AP draw into a final. That could be our second event to get this draw 2 off of Yusuke. We're going to just push up the Hiei, go Yukina, get rid of the sword that we don't need in the moment. And then we could final. Yeah, so we're going to final here. Oh no, we're going to play Yukina first and then final for free, restand 2 AP. And now our Hieis are going to be able to draw 2 cards. So I think I should have probably just specialed this instead of played the second Hiei, because this one can't. I forgot that this guy can't swing, so I should have just specialed the Nanami, get my 1 attack off. But unfortunately, the opponent I think also forgot that my Hiei was stunned. So they took the life. Unfortunate for them, but what can you do? Yeah, I think I definitely should have. If I just played correctly, it would have been the same. If I just specialed this off the draw. I wasn't expecting to draw into a special. I just kind of autopiloted it into draw 2. Fill up the board. But I mean, this is strong too. We have 4 bodies that, you know, the UG deck does like to remove bodies as well. So we can at least keep pressure and then double special next turn into a, maybe if we get a Yusuke or something. They are going to special one of our Hieis, bottom deck it into a UG, and they just unfortunately don't have any raids to work with. So we're just going to take this 4 because we're at pretty high life total. We're going to hit a no trigger. Here we probably just get pretty aggressive with it. We can push up a Yukina, play the Yukina, search, find whatever, and then Sword of the Darkness Flame the UG, and then Dragon of the Darkness Flame the Nanami. Whiff, which is fine. Sideline, and then sideline. Just having so many specials, you know, pseudo special and regular specials is crazy. So we're gonna go 4 here because this is boosted by 2 because we use 2 events. They're gonna hit a Sukuna raid. Of course, raid it and push it. Draw 2, trash 1. We'll go 3. They should have blocked. We'll go 3. Once again, so they're deciding not to let go of the UG, I guess, and just go down to 2. I guess maybe they probably need the UG to raid over if they do find something. But they're gonna play Nanami and then pop their U into another Nanami and then domain expansion. Raid Nanamis, so they had to find, yeah, I'm not sure why they searched that Nanami out of the trash, but they're gonna stun our Hiei and then play another Eugene. Unfortunately, I just don't have any Sukuna's fingers, so this is not impact, but I think I'm gonna take it anyway. At least take the first one, hit no trigger. And then 4, we probably block with this Hiei that's stunned for next turn so that we could swing 4 times instead of 3. So back to our turn, we top deck another special. And that's just, you'll see a pattern with this deck because you see your specials all the time because it feels like you're just constantly specialing their board every turn. Because that's like the whole goal. You have a special searcher, so, you know, it happens a lot. And we just win the game with bodies on board. No need to even play the Hiei raid. But yeah, so that's the first game with this deck. I have a bunch more saved up that I'm going to start publishing in the next couple days. But make sure to subscribe to the Culver's Crew UA channel for more UA videos, and peace out.